Well, hello everyone. I'm getting ready to do this. Let's see. Okay, can I read everything? Let's see. If you see a cat jumping into the screen, it's just one of my animals. You know, can't control them. My hair is naturally curly. You might see some craziness with that. I don't really care. Kind of just does what it wants to do. Right. If you are on joining me, just type something so I know that there's people watching. I finally got the laptop to work this time because I had to schedule it on the laptop, which is a weird thing, but it is what it is. So that is my choice on that. I'm wondering if anybody can actually see me and is joined. Can you hear me at least? I don't know if people can even hear me. Let's see. Try to come closer with the mic. If that's one, two, three. Yeah, I mean, that was the last. This happening last time was the people couldn't really hear me on the mic, so I'm making sure that that is working. I don't want to share the screen. I just want to make sure if there's people jumping on or not. Hello, hello, whoever is joining me. Making sure that this is going. Might take a couple minutes. It's been it's 8:02. I'll wait till like 8:05. See who jumps on. I feel like this is different from. We shall see though. It says I'm live. Oh, and haven't seen anybody hop on yet. And hoping they do because I'd like to do these more frequently. And that was the whole purpose. Is like people are like, I don't have TikTok. I'm like, okay, well, everybody can get on YouTube because YouTube is just, type in the URL in a search bar and brings you to YouTube, and you don't have to have a profile or anything like some of the other streaming platforms. So you can just hop on and jump in and be a guest or whatever. So let's see. If you have joined me, just feel free to type something in the chat so I know you are here. I know that this is working. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, that you can hear me. That was the last time's consensus, is that I was having audio issues, and I don't want to have that this time. So, all right. I'm going to check something on my end just to see if this is doing what I wanted it to do. Go to, yeah. Yep, it looks like I'm on. Yep, it looks like I'm on. And I could hear my audio, so that was good. That was a good test. Testing, 1, 2. Hey, Foo. I've got one of my cats laying by my leg, and the other one is probably like 5 feet away. If I called her, she would be over. Hi, I see 2 people have jumped on. Who is here? Please leave a message in the chat so I know you're here and I know that you can hear me. Okay, or not. Could have sworn I just saw 2 people jump on. Well, I'll give this a couple more minutes, and if no one hops on and joins me, I guess I'm going to call this a shot in the dark. I don't even know. I might just talk to myself. I don't care. I'll be live and I'll talk to myself for a little bit. So other reason that I've been doing these or wanting to do these for Wednesdays is I used to hop on like my other platforms on specific days to do like readings, talks, discussions, whatever it was that topic was going on maybe that week or that month. So coming up this week on Saturday is the Lionsgate portal, and I love celebrating it because I love celebrating that it's an 8 number. If any of you have followed me on my journey of talking and connecting with people on my spiritual journey, have come to find out my life path number, which is part of numerology, is an 8. 8, if we flip it to the side, is an infinity symbol, right? So infinite amount of whatever you're manifesting is going to, kind of come through whenever you're working with 8s. 8's also huge on abundance. People like to ask me what is something that they can do to try and attract with abundance. I usually tell them to get like a cardboard card, not that big, maybe like the size of a business card, write an 8 on the back of it, focus on your money magnet, put it in your purse or your wallet, and keep it on you, and it will attract that energy towards you. But the 8-8 portal, also known as the Lionsgate portal because it's in the sign of Leo, which we know Leo is the lion, right, in astrology, is connected with Sirius. Sirius is one of the stars that we connect the lineup with, and it being on 8-8 and connecting with that strong 8 energy in a very strong sign. Leo's like super strong, out there kind of sign. We are creating a portal of energy that we want to manifest things, and that will happen. This is also the start of the veil getting thinner again, closer towards Samhain. So we know from now to Samhain, the veil will start getting thinner and thinner. We'll start noticing more of spirit coming and connecting with us or hearing them. I mean, I hear them all the time. It's what psychic mediums know. But it's going to probably be even more triggered just because that veil is easier for them to kind of manipulate, especially souls that are more recently passed. Will have maybe a little bit easier of a time to connect with their loved ones or someone like me. So that is also what is connected with the Lionsgate portal. Um, some people like to say that this is not all like a thing, but it is. I mean, it's definitely been ingrained in my head for years. I don't know why. I didn't even know this was a thing. I just was attracted to it at the time. And I've done a lot of studying in the metaphysical occult world for it to not make sense. Like, it's stuff that's been marked down throughout histories and like adds up with alignments of the stars and alignments of days and other things that are mathematically scientifically proven. So we could go down that rabbit hole if we really wanted to, but I would need like a day or two to do my like resources and give you, my basically what I researched and who is the ones that I would be referencing in um, any type of debate. Um, just fun. I like doing that. I'm actually probably going to be doing one soon about the upticks of how many people are kind of on a spiritual journey. And what I mean by spiritual journey is a lot of people waking up and being connected to things in the paranormal verse, the metaphysical verse, or anything of that nature that is wanting them to kind of veer away from religious sects and being more connected to nature, um, you know, trying to figure out if there's more to the afterlife after we pass away, things of that nature. So it really is something that has happened throughout history. The last time this happened was just a little over 100 years ago, when we had another movement, as I like to call it. And a lot of people know that movement if you're in the spiritual community, and it was called the spiritualists um, movement. So it was a lot of people that were doing seances and readings and connecting to the other side. It happened after the Spanish influenza wars, things of that nature. So what was just happening with us in the past 10 to 20 years? We've had we've had major things happen. Um, we can even go back further if I really wanted to. Um, 9/11. Then we're over in the Middle East fighting. We're back over helping and battling the Middle East. We had COVID. I mean, so a lot of death, a lot of just people wanting to question a lot of things and kind of question, like, is there a higher power, is there what, and they kind of go on their own journey and figure out things. But we also can look at it into the effect of astrology. There is generations, there's certain generations that have certain conjuncts, and I'm going to say it just like that, or sextiles, that's in the astrology terms, that have certain planets and certain zodiac signs that fall into play that kind of are generational. So those generational planets are going to be like Uranus, Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn, because they take longer to go around the sun. Um, and so Pluto is a huge one. Pluto is connected to the Scorpio sign, which I am a Scorpio sun. Actually, I have multiple things in Scorpio. So Scorpios were really connected with the other side. Um, Pluto is also known as Hades in the Greek mythology. So you have the underworld, and um, that's death, right? Hell. I know people think it's hell, but it's not. I don't feel like it's hell in the sense in underworld. I just think it's another area where souls go, and they do different things depending on where they are sent. And that's legit in that realm as well as this realm. So some people do crossover and some people do not, and they are stuck in earthbound space. And I do my best to try and help some of them cross over, but some of them are scared because their fear is from religion, that they're going to hell. Well, there's not a hell. If anything, the closest thing to hell is here. Sorry to say that, but it really is. And so, like, there are different levels of heaven. There's definitely different levels. But some of us get reincarnated quickly. So if we did something maybe really bad, then guess what? We're coming back and we're fixing shit. So you get to, in a sense, like I said. Okay. But that being said, we pick and choose what we do when we come here. We have free will, things of that nature. So it's kind of just a heap of a lot of things. So anyway, on my tangent of the history repeating itself is that there is a huge generation that has Pluto in Scorpio. So that generation is going to be one to challenge and to question, is there, a supreme being, a higher power, God, whatever you want to call it. So they're going to question those things, and then they're going to go down the rabbit hole, and then there are people that are going to be questioning things, and they're going to be like, oh, aliens, or maybe they're going to be like, into psychic stuff, into the paranormal, cryptids, things of that nature. So there's just a lot in that specific generation that are going to kind of question those things and kind of wake up in a sense to, see if that's a path they should be on and should be helping. There's some of us in that generation that are supposed to be doing that, but everybody's going to. But this, like I said, it repeats itself every so many years. And we know from history that history does repeat itself. It's just if we pay attention and we try to fix it, in a sense. Like, are we fixing that history, or are we letting it happen again? So that's where we need to go about in that way. See, somebody's on. Hi, I don't know who's here. Type in the chat if you can hear me, and let me know you're here. I just see one person. It shows me. Hello, it's Patty. Hi, Patty. I was just talking about a couple different things. I was talking about Lionsgate Portal that's coming up on Saturday, and then I was talking about I will be doing a debate with a paranormal expert on why there are so many people that are doing things like I do lately. Why there's so many that are interested in this, and that's what I was kind of talking about was, there's a lot of people waking up and kind of, questioning and challenging things, and going down rabbit holes, and going, well, why not? Why, if this was in history, or if this was found in certain cultures, why would that not make sense? So it's kind of going down rabbit holes. I went down one actually last night. My partner was talking about something, and then it like triggered in my head the deity that was they were talking about. But then we found this deity in several other cultures because he's like, well, she doesn't look like that. And I was like, well, then like describe kind of, and then I started looking up and we found she is known in at least five, and she looks kind of slightly different in each one, but we found the one that like made the most sense to him. And I was just like, it literally is the same deity. And that's what I try to explain to people. Some of these deities are the same person, it's just how they portrayed themselves to that culture so that the culture would be accepting of them, if that makes sense. um, it's there's a lot. I go down rabbit holes all the time, just because I like learning this stuff, and I kind of like to open my mind and challenge myself more in this aspect. And it's fun stuff to discuss with people that are in this community. It looks like I've been on here for 20 minutes. I think you're the only one that hopped on, so I'm actually going to hop off because there hasn't really been that much activity. But at least I said something for like 15-20 minutes. I appreciate you joining, and I will talk to you later. Bye.